My sister opened my daughter's birthday gift, claimed she would waste it, and gave it to her own child. My mom agreed, so I announced I was done funding a family my daughter wasn't part of and left for good. We were in my mom's living room, streamers drooping over the TV, Costco sheet cake on the coffee table, paper plates sticking to sweaty fingers, 8 cousins, all noisy and sugared up. Melanie had just turned 8. She sat on the carpet in her yellow dress, hands in her lap, like we practiced smiling at the pile of gifts everyone had brought. I watched her pick up the box with the teal wrapping and the big bow. The card on top said to Melanie from Aunt Barbara and Lily. That was my sister and her 9-year-old. Melanie went to slide a finger into the ribbon. Barbara reached over, plucked the card, and tore the paper herself. "Here, let me," she said loud, like she was on a stage. I felt my hands shake. I swallowed a dry little stone. Inside was a compact digital camera, silver with the kid's safe grip, the exact one Melanie had circled in the Target catalog and taped to the fridge. I had not told anyone. I was going to get it for her. Barbara smiled around at the room like a game show model. Well, but she held it up and tilted her head. She won't even know what to do with this. Give it to Lily. Lily, who already had a tablet and 2 Polaroids, bounced. Can I, Grandma, please? My mom, frosting knife in her hand, nodded like a judge. She has better taste, she said to the room. Not sorry, not whispering. Melanie's smile folded. Just a small change, like a corner of paper turning. She looked at the box, now half out of her lap. She pulled her hands back like it was hot. I heard a plastic fork snap in my grip. Everyone laughed because Barbara laughed. Barbara put the camera back in the box, and somehow it ended up in Lily's hands, slick and fast, like we were moving a deck of cards. Lily squealed and ran to show her cousins. I was on my feet. Then I sat. I pressed my knees together. I counted backward from 5. Don't ruin her day. Don't make a scene. My heartbeat was in my gums. Sure, I said. It came out soft. Weird, I found Melanie's eyes. We'll take pictures later. Okay. She nodded quick. She picked up the next gift. Tissue paper hid a coloring book. There was a pen mark on the cover that said to Lily under a scribble. I pretended not to see it. Melanie pretended to. I cut the cake. I poured Sprite. I smiled so my teeth showed. I hugged my mom when she said, "See, she's fine." I put paper plates into trash bags until my fingers were sticky. That night, when Melanie was asleep with party earrings still in, I stood at my kitchen sink and looked at the pink frosting stain on my wrist like it meant something. Then I called my accountant. "Cancel standing order," I said. He cleared his throat. All three. By Sunday morning, my sister called 17 times. On the 18th, I picked up and said, "I'm 39 in Austin, Texas. I'm a project estimator for a solar installation company. Numbers are my job. I am a single mom to Melanie. Her dad left when she was 1. We've been fine. Not fancy, but steady. I make $118,000 before taxes, and I don't drink or golf. My splurge is good knives and shoes that don't hurt." My family learned early that steady meant available. The standing orders my accountant managed were simple. $950 on the first of every month to my mom's second mortgage. She took out a HELOC 5 years ago to redo the kitchen and then helped my sister with a down payment. When Barbara left her ex, I signed nothing. But when the interest rate reset and mom's pension squeaked, she called me crying. I set up the transfer. $350 on the 15th to Barbara's daycare. She said it was just until Lily started school. Lily is in 4th grade now. The daycare switched to a summer camp fee each June. I never turned it off. $120 on the 28th to the family plan, which means my mother's phone, Barbara's phone, and an iPad my mom uses for Facebook and Candy Crush. I put that bill on autopay 4 years ago when the phones got shut off during a storm and everyone blamed me for missing a text. On top of that, I've put money down for a $400 all cousins together Disney trip that became pictures of Lily in front of the castle while Melanie held the stroller. My mom made Melanie sit by the stroller so the adults could enjoy 1 ride, and that turned into 6. Melanie never rode Space Mountain. She watched Lily go twice an $8,200 roof repair on my mom's bungalow after hail. My brother-in-law, before he became the ex, kept saying, "We'll sue you when my bonus drops." The bonus died. The Zelle never came. The roof did, at least. Groceries on nights when my mom texted, "We're short this week. Can you send 100? I sent 150. A lot of this was my choice. I love my mother. She worked double shifts at the hospital for years. I didn't want her to lose her house, and I didn't want Barbara's kid to sit in a dark kitchen. I told myself the money kept the peace. I told myself it kept the cousins close. The cousins love each other. That part is true. The part that curdled over time was how they treated my daughter while they reached for my wallet. It was little things at first. A cousin's day at the water park. I paid for all the passes online because you're faster with the computer. When we got there, the employee handed out wristbands with names on them. Lily's had her name printed. So did the boys. Melanie's was the one with a new mark in just M. My mom said she ran out of letters. On birthdays, the cousins got new bikes, tablets, Nikes. Melanie got sweaters a size too small and a secondhand book with a folded cover. Mom would pat my hand. She's simple, she said, easy to please. When I adopted Melanie, yes, adopted legally when she was 6 because her father finally gave up his rights. My mom did not come to the courthouse. She said she had a hair appointment. Barbara posted an Instagram of Lily holding a bouquet with the caption, "Family is everything." Melanie saw it. She didn't say anything. She asked if we could get pizza. I should have said something then. I should have taken the hint when my mom asked 2 months after the adoption if it really changed anything because you already had her anyway. She meant well. I told myself she grew up in a time where paperwork didn't mean love. I made excuses. Last fall, Barbara asked me to co-sign on a lease. She'd moved again. Second move in 2 years. The last landlord sent me a bill for carpet cleaning because Barbara put me as the emergency contact without asking. I told Barbara, "No, calm in my car on my lunch break. I can't be on your lease." I said my name is already on too many things. She went cold, texted me later, noted. After that, at family dinners, she started making comments in that light tone she uses when she's not kidding. "We can't all be rich like some people. Must be nice to have a cushy office job where you don't break a nail." My mom would nod. "Your sister has it so hard," she'd say, looking at me as if I didn't. They were punishing me for saying no. And I kept paying anyway because stopping felt like yanking a tablecloth with china on it. Melanie loves cameras. She takes pictures of our tabby and weird naps and of clouds that look like spilled milk. She saved coins for a cheap disposable one. The pictures came back washed in pink because of the lab, and she still taped them to her wall. So yes, that camera mattered. Not because of the plastic and the megapixels, but because it was a clean thing that was hers, that she wanted, that she didn't have to share or be a good sport about. So when Barbara opened it and my mother nodded like a judge, it wasn't about one box. It was about every time my kid got left to hold the stroller while my money bought tickets. I smiled and cut the cake. I pretended. I told myself we'd make our own day later. Then I called my accountant. He was in his empty office on a Saturday night. Bless him. He knows my family because I overshare when I'm anxious. "Cancel the standing order," I said. And I could hear the point of my own voice like a pen digging a hole in paper. "Which one?" he asked. He clicked. I heard his keyboard and the hum of his old fridge in the background. "All 3, I said. Mom's HELOC, Barbara's daycare, the family phone plan. Stop them." He paused. Not judgment, just the math of it. "Okay," he said. "They're scheduled for the 1st, the 15th, and the 28th. Confirm I have permission to terminate. The HELOC lender may send notices." "I have your permission," I said. My hands were flat on the counter. I could feel the sticky place where the frosting had been. I didn't move to wipe it. "And I take my card off the family plan. I'll pay for my line only." "I don't manage your Verizon," he said, apologetic. "Right," I said, and laughed once. "Right." We hung up. He emailed me a document sign. I tapped through with my thumb. My name looked strange and cursive. I opened my banking app. 2 authorized users blinked up at me. Barbara card ending 2000219 and mom card ending 0974. I hit remove authorized user for Barbara first. A pop-up asked, "Are you sure I was?" I took a screenshot. Then I did mom's another screenshot. I moved the HELOC sub-transfer out of scheduled. The number went from 950 to 0. White space where a bill used to sit. Then I ordered the same camera Melanie was supposed to get overnight shipping. It was $189 before tax. The email confirmation landed with a cheerful ding. That part felt like cool water. I didn't send any dramatic texts. I didn't go on Facebook. I didn't rage in the family group chat named the Wolfpack. Even though the irony made my teeth hurt, I plugged my phone in and put it face down. By morning, my phone was a small beetle buzzing on the nightstand. Unknown numbers. Mom cell. Barbara. Mom home. 17 missed calls in 3 hours. Like a heartbeat on a screen. A text from my mom. "Call me." No question mark. A longer one from Barbara. "Why is daycare saying the auto pay didn't go through? I'm literally at pickup. This is not funny." Cousin Dana texted too. Hey, yesterday was messed up. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say. Her kid Nick is the one who always shares his Legos with Melanie. I stared at it. Relief, like someone loosening a belt. The 18th call was Barbara again. I was making pancakes. Melanie was at the table drawing pancakes with faces. I didn't want the ringtone in our kitchen, so I picked up and stepped onto the balcony. What is your problem? Barbara said the second I said hello. Daycare is saying the autopay didn't go through. My mom is freaking out because the phone bill is past due now and they're threatening to shut it off. And why is your bank sending me an email that my card is inactive? You can't just do that. That is vindictive. You're punishing me and the kids for what? Because I gave Lily a camera that she actually knows how to use. Melanie doesn't even. I listen to a woman who has never heard herself. I could have cataloged it all. The roof, the trips, the small humiliations like paper cuts. I could have told her that my kid cried quietly in her room last night and then made a to-do list that said, be happy tomorrow, with a little box to check, but we were past convincing. I took a breath. I kept my voice even. I'm not your backup bank, I said. You're off my accounts. I won't fund a family my kid isn't part of. Silence broke down the line. She laughed, incredulous. Your kid? Wow, you're really going to play that card? I'm going to take care of her, I said. That's the only card I have. You're cruel, she said. Mom said you'd do something like this because you think you're better. Wait until she finds out you cut off her house payment. She could lose the house. That will be on you. I paid for 5 years. I said, still even. You had 5 years to make a plan. Make one now. She started to cry the way she does when she's angry, noisy, and wet. You think your little camera purchase makes you a good mom? You're teaching Melanie to be selfish. Melanie laughed inside at something on her page. It reached me as a bell. I've said what I needed to say, I said. Good luck, Barbara. I ended the call. I turned my phone to Do Not Disturb. I went inside and flipped the pancakes. One had a lopsided smile. Melanie drew faces on all of them with blueberries. At noon, a text from my mom came through because she's on my favorites. Your grandmother would be ashamed. It read, then we will come by after church to talk. And third, bring the checkbook. I set my phone back down. I wiped the frosting spot from the counter. Finally, it came up clean. They came that afternoon like a weather front. My mom let herself in with the spare key she'd never returned. Barbara followed with swollen eyes, and Lily trailed behind. Quiet. Louise, my neighbor. 60 Big Hands' gravel laugh was at my stove fixing the pilot light. He looked up, saw my face, and stayed. He kept stirring the pot like he belonged there, and I was grateful he didn't leave me alone with them. We need to talk, Mom said, sitting at my table like it was still hers. This isn't like you, Ashley. You don't flip out. I'm not flipping out, I said. Coffee. No, she snapped. I need you to turn back on my mortgage payment. I called the bank, and they said they can't talk to me, and my phone got turned off for an hour. I missed a call. Do you understand what you're doing to me? I understand. I won't be paying your bills anymore. Barbara made a sharp noise. Because of a camera, she said. You're a joke. Louise coughed like he swallowed a laugh. Mom folded her hands. We're family, she said. We take care of each other. I raised you alone. You owe me help. You raised me with love, I said. And I've helped for 5 years. I'm done. Barbara pulled Lily forward by the ponytail like she was presenting proof. Her camp payment is due tomorrow. Do you want her embarrassed when I have to pull her? That's on your conscience. I looked at Lily. She was picking at a loose sticker on her water bottle, eyes down. And all I could see was Melanie. My kid hurt and ignored the day before, like she didn't count. I won't fund a family my kid isn't part of. I said the words. They felt clean. Final Mom waved it off. No one meant anything by yesterday. Barbara was excited. Melanie is sensitive. Give me my key back, I said, holding out my hand. Mom blinked. Excuse me. The spare, I repeated. Give it back. She dug through her purse and dropped it into my palm. I set it by the fruit bowl. Barbara stood up, furious. You're choosing her over us. I'm choosing her. Yes, I said. Louise finally spoke, still watching the pot. Seems right, he said. Proud of you, kid. Barbara snapped. No one asked you. He shrugged. I've got a granddaughter, 9. I'd never let anyone take her gift, not even the Pope. Mom inhaled sharply. You don't talk to me like that in front of him. We're done talking, I said. If you want cake, there's some in the fridge. They left with more texts than hugs. That night, the family group chat lit up. Cousin Jason typed, yo drama much. Then JK, are you okay? Dana posted one eye emoji, then messaged me privately. If you do something small for Melanie this week, Nick and I would love to come by. I said, come Thursday, she replied. We'll bring crowns. On Monday, the camera arrived in a brown box on our doormat. Melanie found it after school and cradled it like it was fragile. We took a picture of our feet together on the welcome mat. We took a picture of the empty driveway where my mom's car didn't sit anymore. Mom texted me the mortgage amount with a prayer hands emoji. I replied, I've stopped paying adults' bills. Please contact your lender, she sent back. You'll regret this. Then a photo of Lily at camp from 3 summers ago. Old guilt recycled. At work, I ignored 2 calls from my mom's area code, presented a bid for a 52 kilowatt install, and 8 carrot sticks at my desk. It felt like a regular day, just with a new spine. Barbara posted on Facebook, sad to see family change when money is involved. My aunt commented, hearts. A neighbor screenshot it for me with a yikes. I didn't respond. Wednesday, Mom showed up with a casserole. I opened the door 2 inches. We're eating fine, I said. You can't do this forever, she warned, glancing past me at the clean counters and Melanie's camera sitting on a placemat. I needed you Saturday, you weren't there. Her face flickered. She left the casserole on the step and walked away. I put it in the fridge and later texted, thank you, nothing else. Thursday. Dana and Nick came with cheap butcher paper. We taped it to the wall. The kids drew a city. Melanie took photos of hands markers and the dog's nose pushing into frame. Dana hugged me and said quietly, I told my mom I'm not doing Thanksgiving at your mom's if she talks about Melanie like that again. If you do your own, we're there. So we did our own. It was small. A folding table in my living room with a thrifted tablecloth that had faint strawberries. 2 empty chairs on one side because I set them out, then left them there. I didn't invite my mother. The door was unlocked for people who chose us. Dana brought green bean casserole. Louise brought tamales. A neighbor brought rolls wrapped in a towel. Melanie made place cards from index cards and drew a little symbol next to each name. Sunflower Lego wrench. Next to hers, she drew a camera. We each said one thing we were thankful for. I'm thankful for quiet mornings, I said. And for my daughter. Melanie smiled. I'm thankful for my camera, she said. And that I got to keep it. Later, she took a picture of the empty chairs for remembering, she said. On Sunday, I cleared a low shelf and made her a tiny gallery, 6 prints and cheap frames. Our feet, the marker city, the tamales, the empty chairs. A cloud she swore looked like a rabbit and her first blurry shot of the doormat. She labeled it Melanie's photos with masking tape. No one left. My banking app shows fewer bills now. The blank space looks like a window. I opened a savings account labeled Us. It has $600 in it. Not much yet, but it's ours. Mom still texts. Barbara still posts. The calls slowed. When you stop answering, the world doesn't crack. It rearranges, and my money goes where my hands can reach. The rent, the lights, and the little silver camera that fits in Melanie's palm. My moral is easy. Real family isn't the people who use you like a wallet. It's the people who make room for you and your child at the table. When you finally stop paying for relationships that hurt your kid, you're not being cruel. You're choosing healthy boundaries over quiet humiliation. Putting your child first, even if it means saying no to your own parents.